We have to be clear between functional generation with programs that can create pictures out of just, but it uses a data bank, if you will, of pictures that it can collab together and then produce a result that looks very real. Mm-hmm. But we must also understand in our generation is that AI is the highest form of plagiarism. It can only produce what has already been produced, and yes, it does like sew things together in a way that it makes it something that's different. But just like programming, like as a programmer too, it suggests code that's already been written. So it's.
Jonna, did you have a question?
Oh, no. I just had thoughts on something that was spoken about earlier regarding like bullying of the kids of OnlyFans models. And I think when it comes to a bullying issue, I don't think people should be told to like fix the thing that they're being bullied for, or like even on the parents' end. I think that has a lot more to do with the bully in general, and that bullying itself should be countered. So like if you have a bully who's gonna incessantly bully a kid of an OnlyFans model to the point where like their life is severely negatively affected, regardless if they come across that kid or not, or they're like, we have like there's no more OnlyFans models, that kid is still a bully and they're still going to find a target and relentlessly bully them for whatever. So I think that's where the issue should be countered, rather than saying fix what you're being bullied for.
Thing is,
it's on the parent side.
It's interesting. You have these conversations on bullying, especially, or things like this. Like, if you wanted to improve like the status of your social group, or somebody wants to be a part of it or something like that, isn't there a certain amount of hazing that's just kind of intrinsic? Like there's a bit of hazing which is just kind of always part of the process of human social activity. So if you're going to tell a woman, for instance, that she was really overweight in high school, and like, it's unhealthy, right? And maybe, she's not the most pleasant person to be around because of it, or something like this. How do you even approach that without it reaching the aspect of bullying? Like, what's the difference between marking you need to do this for self-improvement and not? Like, it can't both be perceived as bullying?
I don't think it's people in her school's job to like meanly make fun of her weight or anything. I think it's the job of people in her life, such as her family, if she's overweight, to like let her know about that and make sure she becomes healthy again.
Yeah, sure, but those people
I don't think hazing and bullying is.
Yeah, but those people still want to be part of social groups, because we're human beings, right? And we're pack animals. And if you want to be a part of a social group, they're gonna like have some kind of hazing ritual for you, no matter what.
Well, you're talking more about like a cliquey popular group.
Not even a cliquey popular group, just every group.
Today in like schools, there's like normal people who aren't weird like that and who won't like reject you from being friends with them based on their weight. Well, it doesn't seem to be the case, or we wouldn't be crying about bullying all the time all over the internet, everybody, right? Oh, I've been bullied at school, and bullied at school, and bullied at school, and it's like, you get to the details, a lot of times it looks like regular social hazing to me. Now, I understand edge cases or extreme cases where it's just like incessant and they just won't lay off, right? Even when I was in high school, that was the case. Mm-hmm. But that sort of social hazing still happens, and to some degree, I think it's pretty healthy to have social hazing. It kind of puts people the direction that they're supposed to be, where they're supposed to go. The groups that are more, in line with what their values or structures are, right? And isn't that part of the hazing process? Well, you just mentioned like being in line with people's values, because that's what friendship is based on. It's based on character. So if you were rejecting someone from your friend group or not being friends with someone because of their body shape, I think that's very superficial and beyond the scope of healthy social
You think
hazing.
so? I mean, I'm not sure, because like overt characteristics can tell you a lot about a person. Like if they don't have like for instance, let's take her for instance, right? There ain't no way that didn't take you years of hard ass fucking work to do. There ain't no way, right? That took years and years. And by the way, the diet that like IFBB pro bodybuilders have to go through, holy shit! It's like it's so brutal. It's like that's a lot of discipline. So people like that are probably not gonna, they might have people who aren't IFBB, pro friends or things, but the value structure is kind of leaning towards, I'm very disciplined, I'm very regimented, I'm very goal oriented, and by the way, I can stick with something in order to get to the results of that thing. Yeah. And so if other people, if they're like morbidly obese, for instance, right? That would be setting out the flags. Hey, I have completely different structured values than you do in the way that I live life, right? And wouldn't that be a red flag for you and like your social group? Like, hey, maybe we should vet this person a little bit. And I think that that's healthy.
I mean, I think I certainly agree that like your appearance can't, like, for example, in that example, can tell you a lot about a person.
Yeah.
But I still think friendship goes a lot beyond that. Like, if you really had a genuine connection with this overweight person, then I think you could still certainly have a good friendship with them.
I think we're saying the same thing, right? But you're talking about a connection barrier now, right? So how do you connect?
It wouldn't barrier me from connecting.
Maybe not.
A lot of normal people.
Sure. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just talking about a connection barrier between social groups and other people. And it's like, look, it doesn't look like it's changed that much to me. Usually ugly kids hang out with ugly kids, and good-looking kids hang out with good-looking kids, and fat kids hang out with fat kids.
I wouldn't say it's that binary.
What's that? Well, it's not that clean, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, social groups seem to formulate around similar value structures, and so it's like,
well, that's not fully value structures.
Can I say something about that?
Well, I think it is, because that's what the example is when you're talking about like somebody who's regimented.
You said ugly kids hang out with ugly kids. Being ugly is not a value structure.
No, that's not the value structure. The value structure is the tell of like, how's this going to interact with my group structure, and how's this going to interact with the way that I interact with other things. That's how people. Now we don't think about these things, right? They're kind of intuitive, but that is how social paradigms work. We vet people based just even purely on looks. We do this. You're going to be way more likely, for instance, for a guy to pull over and change your tire if you're good looking. And that's if you're a guy or a girl, right? Rather than if you're obese, guy or a girl. And the reason is, why do you think that is? It's like, it seems like...
yeah, people judge based on appearance. But what I also want to add is, having just graduated high school and witnessing cliques and friend groups all around me, I want to say that the most long-lasting, healthy friendships or friend groups don't take those superficial external factors as seriously.
There wasn't hazing in these groups?
There was, but the groups that took that more seriously did not last as long, did not have as healthy of a group dynamic. They would talk about each other behind their back. Like,
I mean, that's common in high school,
friend groups and friendships that are not so based on those sorts of things are a lot healthier and better. And I also want to ask you a question. If you had a close friend who suddenly like gained a lot of weight to the point of becoming overweight, would you suddenly distance yourself from that friend?
My God, we would be so mean to him. we would be fucking horrible. But the thing is like, I had a time where I gained a bunch of weight. People were fucking horrible to me. And the thing is, it's like, it's kind of good, right? It's kind of good. It's like, there's a motivating factor. Like, look, I hate to bring this back to you again, right? But these, like IFBB pros and these bodybuilders and shit, they are the meanest fucking people to each other.
Disagree. To each other.
To each other. Yeah, they're the meanest fucking people to each other, right? But it's not malicious.
Go harder and become
it's not malicious. Yeah. It's like
it can be a lot of the time to other people.
I know. From the outsider's perspective, if you were to see some of these people when they're working out and they're like, "No, pump it up, you pussy! One more," like. But there's a powerful motivator there that's not designed to be malicious.
I want to throw in, but to people not on that level, I would say generally these bodybuilders are the kindest people.
Yes, they're very nice people.
What we put ourselves through in our minds and our close people through, we know what that's like. No one's worse to myself.
And I completely believe that. But a high school bully who's relentlessly bullying someone for their weight to the point of effing up their mental health. What I'm saying is social hazing can draw those kinds of extremes, and therefore that's why I believe in counting.
Social hazing and then bullying to the point of ruining someone's life are
totally agree.
And I'd love
things.
to say something about that because I went through that horrendously growing up. So I actually got kicked out of school. I was put in a therapeutic day school. I self-harmed for 12 years. I was obese until 19. I was a binge eater, and then I got diagnosed. I flip-flopped and went into anorexia for 3 years. So I lost a bunch of weight. I was over 330 pounds, but I got blackmailed, right? So I got blackmailed by 2 high school boys who sent my photos around the school, and kids every day would come to school and tell me that I was fat and pick on me because I grew up with well water. And eventually I got kicked out because I was constantly suicidal. I was in and out of the mental hospital, and this was when cyberbullying became a big thing. Everybody was on MySpace, everybody was on Facebook. Now I can say it has motivated me as a person now.